Taking a brand new smartphone out of the box, swiping across the screen should be instantaneous. But with the Samsung Galaxy M17e 5G, users are finding that basic interface gestures frequently stutter and freeze. This lag contradicts the device's own marketing. Official promotional materials highlight two major hardware pillars: a smooth 120Hz display and a capable MediaTek Dimensity 6300 processor. A third marketing image promises robust connectivity, pointing specifically to a 12-band 5G modem designed to ensure fast, uninterrupted network access. Yet empirical data from actual buyers reveals a sharp disconnect. Looking at the aggregate user feedback, we see a consistent pattern of complaints. The device runs very slowly, suffers from frequent hanging, and drops network reception. A 2.4 GHz system on chip, a 120 Hz refresh rate, and a 12-band 5G modem should easily handle basic UI navigation and cellular handoffs. The math of the individual components suggests a highly capable device. The failure isn't found by looking at these components in isolation. It emerges from the severe bottlenecks created when these parts are forced into a budget-constrained architecture. To locate exactly where the system breaks down, we have to bypass the spec sheet and map the physical realities of the compute pipeline, display bandwidth, and power delivery. This diagram breaks the phone into 4 operational layers: the compute block, display, power reservoir, and RF modem. By evaluating data flow between these subsystems, we can isolate the exact friction points where hardware chokes under load. We will trace how the marketing promises translate into physical engineering limitations, revealing why the phone buckles in everyday use. We start with the compute block, looking specifically at the MediaTek Dimensity 6300 processor. Operating at 2.4 GHz across an octa-core layout, this silicon provides a mathematically sound foundation for mid-tier tasks. But processors do not operate independently. They require a constant supply of data from the system memory. Here, the M17e hits a hard constraint, an absolute limit of 6 GB of RAM. That 6 GB ceiling has to support a heavy modern software payload. The device runs Android 16, layered underneath Samsung's proprietary feature-dense One UI 8.0 interface. In this flow pipe diagram, you can see the resulting memory pressure. The sheer volume of data required just to keep the operating system and One UI running actively consumes around 80% of the available RAM, leaving only a narrow margin for your actual applications. When you attempt to open the camera or a social media feed, that remaining space instantly fills up. The system is forced into continuous background swapping, moving data in and out of the slower storage drive to free up RAM. This data traffic jam is what users experience as frequent hanging. A 2.4 GHz processor sits idle if the memory pipeline is too narrow to feed it instructions. The next layer is the display block, dominated by the marketing focus on a 120 Hz refresh rate. Generating and pushing 120 distinct frames to a screen every single second requires massive memory bandwidth and GPU compute cycles. To prevent the Dimensity 6300 from buckling under that specific workload, Samsung made a strict engineering compromise. If you look closely at this spec graphic, the panel is listed as a 6.7-inch HD+ TFT. The HD+ designation means the screen has a resolution of 720 by 1600 pixels, stretched across a very large 6.7-inch physical area. This comparison illustrates the math behind that choice. A standard 1080p display running at 120 Hz demands a huge data volume.
By dropping to a 720p resolution, the phone only has to move roughly half the total data volume per second. The trade-off for that reduced processing load is a very low pixel density of just 260 pixels per inch. The TFT LCD technology further limits contrast, resulting in text and images that lack visual fidelity. The phone achieves its 120 Hz refresh rate strictly by sacrificing pixel density, artificially lowering the workload so the budget processor can keep up. Moving to the power delivery block, the spec sheet highlights a massive 6,000 mAh battery, promising up to 26 hours of video playback. A large lithium-ion cell alone cannot guarantee 26 continuous hours of screen-on time. Hitting that metric requires extreme power management at the software level. Samsung employs an adaptive battery system designed to aggressively force background processes into a deep sleep state to halt idle drain. This diagram shows how power gating works in practice. The adaptive battery acts as a control valve. To maximize overall longevity, it intentionally starves the system on chip of peak voltage, trapping the processor in a low-power, constrained state. When you open an app, the processor needs a sudden spike in voltage to execute the task quickly. If the battery management system refuses to supply that burst to save power, the execution lags, directly mirroring the very slow operation noted in user reviews. When an architecture prioritizes long-term endurance above all other metrics, the burst performance required to make a device feel responsive becomes mathematically impossible. That 26-hour endurance target establishes a hard power ceiling, effectively locking the processor out of its rated 2.4 GHz peak performance. The final layer in this architecture explains the dropped connections and poor network reception. On paper, the inclusion of a 12-band 5G modem suggests comprehensive network support. But a modem's theoretical capability inside the silicon is entirely dependent on the physical placement of the antennas capturing the signal. This marketing image emphasizes the physical constraint of the design, an 8.2mm chassis. In this internal X-ray model, you can see the conflict. That massive 6,000 mAh battery occupies nearly 80% of the internal volume. This leaves minimal clearance for the delicate RF antennas, forcing them to be crammed tightly together at the outer margins of the frame. Proper 5G reception requires physical separation to prevent signal interference. By crowding the antennas alongside a heat-generating processor and a dense battery cell, the device disrupts its own ability to lock on to incoming radio waves. A 12-band modem cannot deliver fast internet if the physical layout of the device chokes the antennas before the signal even reaches the chip. Looking at this complete block diagram, the true nature of the M17e's hardware architecture becomes clear. This hardware mapping reveals a platform optimized for endurance at the direct expense of computational balance. The integration of high-drain features like a 120 Hz display and 5G connectivity forces the power management system to aggressively throttle the already limited 6 GB of RAM and processor resources. The stuttering, the lag, and the dropped connections reported by buyers are not software anomalies. They are the mathematical outcome of these specific engineering compromises. A hardware spec sheet only lists the theoretical maximums of isolated components measured in a vacuum, but true device performance is dictated by the physical limits of system integration, memory bandwidth, and power delivery.